So we're back on the mini ramp, and today we're going to be going over the axle stall. And honestly, this is probably the trick I do most on any ramp. I mean, it's convenient, it's a good way to turn around, you can grind it. I mean, a lot of options. Let's get into it. Before we get up to the coping, there's a few things I want to talk about below coping, just to get yourself comfortable before you get up there. First of all, let's just kind of go over foot placement. The foot placement, I'm kind of like just like in my like tic-tac position right here, if that makes sense. So it's like almost an ollie position, but like maybe like a little higher even sometimes like that. Just so it's somewhere where you're comfortable, you can like use your tail, you know? Let's go to the bare basics. I guess you should first just kind of just do some kick turns on the wall and just get comfortable with that. So just get used to doing this. So just you're going up and down the transition. So it's pretty simple, pretty chill. And then the next technique I'm going to tell you about is kind of like a good way to get your feet wet. So what we're going to do, you can honestly like even like put a piece of tape across or something. You can draw a line. I'm just going to use this really busted twig right now, even though you can't really see it. But like you'll see what I'm saying. So pretend that line is the coping. So just like it's just kind of like a good way to get like used to it, where you can just kind of go up and just kind of go sideways and kind of hold it for a second. You know, because like the board won't fall like down the ramp, so this is like kind of like a chill way to like treat it like coping. And this is just to get used to the actual motion of axle stalls. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Kind of approach it, kind of stall it like this. I'm holding my weight back, and then I kick turn back in. And even like kind of getting used to 50-50s, because you can just kind of hold it on the wall and then drop back in. And if you're at a skate park and you see a nice bank ramp with a nice deck on top, that's also another great way to practice this. I don't have a bank ramp here, but I'll show you on a fingerboard. So the next kind of scary but chill thing that we're going to do now is just move it up to the coping. And it's literally going to be the same kick turn motion, where you're going to still go up to it, you're going to kick turn, and you're going to land up top. And when you're first learning this, I think it's kind of a great way to like kick turn your way up and throw all of your body weight like back, so you kind of just land on top of the deck, just so then like you'll see what I'm saying. I'll kind of show you like a bail sort of say, and I think it's kind of like a chill way just to get used to getting up on top of the deck. And then we'll talk about dropping back in. See, I kind of just threw my body weight back up here, so I just got my trucks up here, and I was kind of still safely able to kind of like walk off of it. So speaking about like axle drop-ins, a lot of people actually prefer or even learn how to drop in axle drop-in, which is kind of crazy. I never learned that way, but I've heard a bunch of stories of saying like when they're dropping invert, they wouldn't drop in from their tail. They would actually do an axle drop-in. Yes, it's kind of chill, but like, is it though? Because like when you're doing an axle drop-in, there's kind of two ways to go back in. So I guess the two ways I should just talk about. When you're first learning, you're probably going to get both of your trucks all the way up top on the deck right here, and both your wheels will be kind of locked up like this. So when you're going to be kick turning back in here, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's gnarly, but like there's more truck that you have to get back inside, if that makes sense. The other way is that if you're up here, you'll see people kind of like either lock into their back truck, kind of cross-locked already like this, where the front truck is still on, but you'll see it's kind of crossed, if that makes sense. And the reason of doing this is just that it's an easier kick turn motion back in. So a lot of people, they'll lock into their axle stalls when you first kind of learn it like this. You slide your heel, let the wheel go, and then you're chill. Another kind of easy trick tip to like get yourself comfortable dropping in from an axle stall is just doing it on a parking block. So just set your board up axle stall and just kind of practice doing that little kick turn motion in. And you'd be surprised how similar that is to doing it on a mini ramp. So I'm just going to kind of show you kind of both ways of the axle stalls on just kind of getting into them and getting out of them. It's not like one of them's the right or wrong way. It's just kind of a preference and just like how you feel. The only reason why I bring this up is just that like there are options kind of just going in from the axle drop. So just like, you know, be aware. I'm not gonna lie, dropping an axle stall without doing a cross lock is pretty scary. So I actually really highly suggest doing a cross lock drop in. And just to kind of go over that again really quick, hold on. So when you're up like on your axle stall, and if you're all the way up on your deck like this, where your wheels are like flush right here, I just like push the heel out like that and just trust it, because your back wheel will get locked up on that coping. And I swear it's definitely a lot safer to go in that way. I was kind of just like messing around, and I did a few axle stalls like this, just kind of all the way locked up. And as I was going back in, I almost kind of did this and like got stuck. So it was a little sketch, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I know, just watch out for that, because that was low-key kind of sketch. The reason why I'm just gonna bring this up and say that it's probably safer is because after doing a few, I was doing like a full stand-up axle stall, and I actually almost like did a switch roll. Like I almost did like a disaster in and like fell to flat. And so once you kind of get grouping on your axle stalls, just approach it at an angle and you'll start doing 50-50 grinds. And hey, it's pretty chill, trust me. I mean, I bet when you do it, it'll be chill. So trust me on that, you know? I'm already claiming that it's gonna be chill. That was kind of my tricks and tips to axle stalls and 50-50s. Comment, let me know what you guys wanna see next. I could do more mini ramp tricks. I can do some flat ground tricks. Let me know.